Hello folks, this is Sullla speaking, and you're listening to another commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring Rammus. This is a game that's taken from one of our custom practice games, so you can see that I'm playing here all with people that I know. I'm playing as Rammus in this game, and I'm playing on my team with Developed X, who's playing as Karma, with Leon Silverberg, who's playing as Kennen, with Bristols, who's playing as Vayne, and with Carter, who's playing as Corky. Carter is someone that was listed on he's one of the people who follows this YouTube channel, and we've picked him up for this game. On the other team, we're matched up against Pocket Beetle playing Ashe, Cole playing Fiddlesticks, Speaker playing Shen, Varus playing Annie, and Cynical Brit playing Pantheon. And although I've answered this many times before, just for anyone who's listening and who hasn't heard this, Cynical Brit is not Total Halibut, the person with the 100,000 subscribers or whatever on YouTube. So anyway, we've got a custom practice match here. We've got a 5-on-5 game. Should be an interesting one. Otherwise, I wouldn't be casting it and putting it up on YouTube. So here we go. You can see starting items here. And there you can see the champion lineup once again. Now for this game, I am using the Freljord Rammus skin, which I bought in the store, and so let's take a look at that. By the way, you can do this. You can scroll the screen like this if you have the League of Legends replay function. You can't do this during the normal game. So there we go, you get a look at that skin, and there you see Bristol's Vayne running behind me too. So just one of the things you can do with the replay mode, if you go ahead and download that, it's at leaguereplays.com if you don't have it, leaguereplays.com if you want to go check it out. And I do all of my YouTube stuff off of the recording, because that way it allows me to move the cursor on the map like this. Otherwise, I just have to follow wherever I was looking during the game. Okay, so for this game, we have a couple players that we have played more games, a couple people who haven't played as much. Leon, who's playing as Kennen, hasn't played as many games as the rest of us. I think he's level 25 or level 26 in terms of summoner level, so he hasn't played as much. Carter is someone who follows his channel on YouTube. As such, haven't really played too many games with him, so he'd be a little bit of an unknown. Carter and Leon also were not on TeamSpeak. We're not on voice chat with Developed and Bristols and myself, so there will be some issues with communication during this game, as it turned out. Anyway, in terms of getting started here, we are hanging out around my blue buff. As Rammus, I need to start at blue. Rammus, I suppose you could jungle without starting at blue, but it's going to be much slower if you're playing as Rammus and not starting at the blue buff, so that's what's going to happen. And Bristols is going to help me Bristols and Carter are going to help me get it started here and provide the lead. I guess Carter is just going to help me get started. Bristols is heading off the top lane. So let's see, need him to hit it once as Corky, and let's see, can we get started? Yep, there we go. So that'll leash the golem for me, make it so I take a little bit less damage, and gonna pull it over here into the brush, and then I'll turn on defensive ball curl, which will allow me to start jungling this guy. So let's get started. Right now I'm drinking my health pod. I want to smite when it gets down to about 450 health left. So let's see. And right there comes a smite. I'm going to kill it. And so that'll get us started. And now that I have blue, I can get started on my jungle route. Anyway, up here in top lane, Bristol's Vayne is going to be playing against Varus Nox's Annie. You can see Varus has the new Annie skin that puts her in the winter gear and turns Tibbers into like a big snowman. So it's a really nice skin, replaces all of Annie's graphical effects with blue flames. It's a really nice one, so we'll be able to watch that in action while the game goes on. Here in mid, Pocket Beetle's Ashe is playing against Carter's Corky. So Ashe Corky, pretty common middle lane that you see often, so we'll see how that goes. And then in bottom lane, Leon's Kennen and Develop's Karma are playing against Cynical Brit's Pantheon and Speaker's Shen down there. Okay, so a little bit about... Oh, and then the last player in this game is Cole, and he's jungling with Fiddlesticks. But we can't see him, of course, because we don't have vision of him right now. Anyway, in terms of jungling Rammus, I have done some Rammus videos before. I don't think I've put one up. I last put one up maybe a month ago or so. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with how to do this, Rammus, you want to play Rammus as a jungler. I mean, I guess you could lane with him, but Rammus is a very weak laner. He doesn't have any range skills. He can't really harass or anything like that. So, generally speaking, you want to play Rammus you want to play him tanky, and you want to play him as a jungler. So in terms of jungling with Rammus, you always will want to start with cloth armor and 5 health pots, which is what I've done here. You want to skill his defensive ball curl, his W skill first. This is what gives him armor and magic resist, so it's what allows him to jungle. That's in part due to Rammus's passive. You can see Rammus's spike show gives him extra attack damage, converts 25% of his armor into attack damage. So you put your first point in that defensive ball curl, and it gives you 50 extra armor and magic resist when you turn it on, and returns damage to the attacker. So put your first point in defensive ball curl. Level 2, put a point in power ball. Level 3, put another point in defensive ball curl. And then at level 4, put a point point into his E, his taunt, because that allows you to gank, and that's what I'm going to do now. So I've cleared the jungle, I've taken red and blue, and so right here I'm going to go over, I'm going to flash over the wall, I'm going to go in, I'm going to get off my taunt on Speaker, and that's going to allow us to burst him down and score the kill there. And we almost were able to score a double kill on Cynical Brit. If they'd been pushed up just a tiny bit more, then that would have turned into a double kill, I think. So that was actually a rather well played gank, I think. If you notice what I did, powerballed over here. Let me go back over here. Powerballed over here, got into the brush. Right as I was coming out of the brush, I used my flash to get behind them. And then was able to get off the taunt. And that taunt is what what freezes people in place so you can attack them. Anyway, over here, Developed got caught at the tower, and apparently he got shot down by the tower. So Cynical Brit got that kill. And so that handed a kill to the other enemy team, which was not so good. Kind of threw away a little bit of the advantage that we had picked up there. Oh, and by the way, another thing you can do with the replay mode is you can see what's over in the corners of Summoner's Rift, where they didn't bother to code in the stuff over here. So that's a little bit funny. I just noticed that as I was scrolling through. Anyway, now that I went and got that first kill, I went back to base so I could purchase. On this trip back, I picked up boots, a health pot, and a ward. I need those boots because otherwise I'm not going to be fast enough to be able to catch people. As a jungler, you want to emphasize boots a little bit sooner than you would otherwise. Now here comes Cole, the enemy team's jungler, jungling his Fiddlesticks. Right there, he gets off his terror on me. I'm going to go in here because I have red buff. I'm going to do more damage to him. He's trying to drain me there, but I'm going to interrupt his drain with a taunt. And you can see I'm clearly winning this battle. If this goes on, I'm going to kill him. But Cynical Brit's Pantheon comes in. That's going to protect Cole there. Otherwise, if we had just continued fighting one-on-one, I would have killed him, and I think I could have chased him down too as Rammus. I think I could have powerballed after him. So anyway, that was inconclusive, but I did force him back. Unfortunately, Fiddles has his life drain, so he'll be able to go back up to full health pretty quickly. Now, one thing that the enemy team has already done is they did a lane switch here. They switched Varus from top lane into middle lane, and you can see Varus just cleaned up a kill on Carter's Corki right there. And so they've shifted Pocket Beetle's Ashe into top lane to go against Bristol's. Anyway, right here, I'm going to set up for a gank again. I came over here. Now I'm going to powerball out right there. Now Pocket's going to flash, but I'm going to chase him down, and there we go, get off the taunt, and with that taunt off, that's going to allow us to kill him. So that's a second successful gank there, and both of those have gone really well. Pocket had extended pretty far up, and I don't think he had been back to base yet, so he didn't have a ward up here to let him know that I was coming, so that allowed me to go in there and get that kill pretty easily. He did a nice job to flash, but he was just too far away from the protection of his own tower for me to get off that kill. Anyway, Varus almost killed there in mid. He went down to like 20 HP, so I was going to try to see if I could powerball in and kill him here, but look where Varus is. He's just a little too far away for me to get him, and if I had had my flash, I think I could have actually killed him there, but I did not. My flash was down, still down from that earlier gank that happened over here. Anyway, Cole is walking around up here, so I decided I'd head up here and see if we could do something. Unfortunately, Developed getting killed in bottom lane again, so nice combo play there from Speaker and Cynical Brit to get that. I was going to come up here to see if we could do something about Cole, but now Pocket's back in the lane, and that means not going to be able to do anything up there. So I'm just going to hang out here. I'm going to hang out here on top, try to take a little gold, a little experience until Bristol's can get back into the lane. And then next I'm going to head over here because you can see my blue buff is back up again. And that'll allow me to continue jungling. Okay, so overall, in terms of the lanes, let's look. I'll just get an early score on the minions. You can see Bristol's has the most minion kills in game. He has 40 already with Vayne, and he has 1 kill, 1 assist. He got 1 kill on his own, and then he got the assist when I came up here and helped him against Pocket Beetle. Meanwhile, in mid, the Carter Varus. Oh, Varus doesn't actually have 60 HP. He's gone back to base, and I'm sure he's at full. The Varus Carter matchup, you can see Varus 34 minion kills, Carter 29. So Varus a little bit ahead. Does have the 1 kill on Carter already, so getting a little bit ahead there. In bottom lane, let's see, Leon and Developed. You can see Leon 19, Developed 22 against 9 for Cynical Brit's Pantheon and 31 for Speaker. Anyway, it looks like there's an engage going on down here. Again, it's tough to tell without having the health bars what's actually going on, but it looked like there was a fight. I think I saw the Kennen ultimate going off there. Not 100% sure. All right. Anyway, over here, I've cleared blue again, and now I'm going to go back to base because I have over 1,000 gold, and I want to turn that into some items. So on Rammus, you start with the the cloth armor. Typically, a next good item to go into is Heart of Gold, so you can see I'm going to pick that up there. It's not as good as it used to be when it gave health and armor. I mean, armor very key on Rammus because it stacks through his passive and gives you extra attack damage. So it doesn't give that anymore, but the Heart of Gold, you can turn it into, hold on, let's see, defense, armor. You can turn it into the Randuin's Omen later. See, it builds into the Randuin's Omen, which is an item that you're probably going to want to get later on Rammus. So you might as well get it early and start stacking up that passive gold bonus. Since he is a jungler, he's not going to get as much gold as a laner. So you might as well pick it up relatively early, start getting that passive gold bonus going, and then later in the game you can turn it into a Randuin's. I'm not going to turn it into a Randuin's for quite some time in this game, but eventually I will. So right now I'm just back to clearing my jungle again. Unfortunately, the thing about junglers is watching them play is generally not as interesting as watching people in lane overall, just because, you know, hey, I'm attacking the lizard. Yep, you can see me doing it. But in any case, my smite's about to come right back up, so I used it before on blue. I smite a little bit early, which is not so good. Right there, Cole could have stolen that if he was in the area, so not the best. It does sometimes get hard to figure out how much damage your smite's going to do. One suggestion that I'd make to Riot, I doubt that they're watching this, but in the unlikely event that they would be, is notice how it says when you hover over smite, it tells you it deals 420 plus 25 times your level true damage to target enemy minion or pet. It would be really nice if they would just do the calculation for you in game. Like, let's see, I'm level 6 right now, so it deals 150 extra damage. So total it will deal 570 damage right now. But it would be nice if it just told you it would do 570. I mean, when I'm playing, I don't really want to try to multiply. I really don't really want to do 25 times my level plus 420 and try to do that addition while I'm playing. So I wish it would just tell you, like, smite does X amount of damage right now. It would be nice if it would tell you that instead of forcing you to make a calculation while playing. Not that I hate math or anything, but while you're playing, you're not really thinking about that. Anyway, in terms of further skilling Rammus, you can see I put a third point in his W, his defensive ball curl, at level 5, and then after that, I'm going to hold it at level 3, or 3 points in that skill, to put it more precisely. I'm going to hold it at 3 points in that skill. That gives me, oh, and also nice job getting that kill on bottom lane, excuse me. That 3 points in that skill are going to give me 100 armor and magic resist, and that's kind of enough to make me pretty tanky for right now. So after that, I'm going to be putting points into his taunt, his E skill, because every additional point that I put into that taunt skill allows me to taunt taunt opponents for longer. If you just leave it at rank 1, it only gives you 1 second of taunt, and frankly, it's not that useful. Oh, one other thing here, I used my smite on Tibbers. By the way, you can do that. Tibbers counts as a minion, so one thing you can do if you're playing against an Annie player is use your smite on Tibbers while he's up. It will do a lot of damage to Tibbers, so worth keeping in mind. And remember, it does deal true damage, so even though Tibbers gets extra armor and magic resist now, since he's been changed, you will still be doing that true damage to it. Okay, so anyway, like I said, I am gonna skill my points in taunt next. I did put a point in Rammus's ultimate at 6 as expected, and next I'm gonna skill my taunt up in top lane. Bristol's is getting in some damage on that tower. I think Bristol's didn't score another kill, but he was able to force Pocket Beetle out of lane, so that's pretty helpful. We did have Developed come up from bottom lane into mid. In part, we could do that because they were able to push over bottom tower. Again, I'm not exactly sure what happened in that fight, in part because I was just elsewhere on the map, but Leon and Developed were able to win a fight and were able to push over that tower in bottom lane, and that allowed them to get that tower, so it gives us an early tower. Meanwhile, up here, Cole coming in, trying to get off a gank on Bristol's. There's the fear effect. It looks like he's trying to use his, what is it, Dark Wind? Yeah, Dark Wind is the name of the skill, but Cole does not have much experience playing with Fiddlesticks, and to be honest, he's kind of a weak jungler anyway. Anyway, I'm just still clearing the jungle. Here in mid, Varus is getting in a lot of damage on Carter, and Varus has been winning this lane pretty handily so far. And right there, oh, looks like he hit, yep, right there, hit on the Tibbers. Hit on the Tibbers stun, and that's enough damage. By the way, let's zoom in and take a look at Tibbers. Yeah, Tibbers looks pretty amazing with this skin, with the snowman skin, the little snow hat on his head. Pretty good stuff. Anyway, I wasn't able to do anything about that. I was back at base, recalling and then buying. So for my next purchase, I picked up Mercury Treads. Remember what I said about how junglers want to emphasize movement speed a little bit earlier than other characters, just because you won't be able to move in and get kills unless you have that extra speed. Now Rammus, maybe not so much. Rammus does get extra speed from his power ball, but for other champions, other junglers, you definitely need the boots, and you probably should get them on him too. Anyway, Bristol's chasing down Pocket, and yeah, there's another kill in top lane. So Bristol's really dominating this matchup mid, and right now we've sort of got two lanes that are being won, but on opposite sides. In top lane, Bristol's is winning that lane pretty clearly. You can see 201, 87 minion kills compared to Pocket's 02, 42. So Bristol's clearly winning that lane right there. However, here in mid, in the matchup between Varus and Carter, Varus is winning that matchup with Annie, and there I was trying to see if I could come in, but not able to do anything. Yeah, Varus is winning this matchup with Carter. You can see Varus 2-1 with 82 minion kills, Carter 0-2 with 74 minion kills, and right here I'm going to clear these race, but while that's going on, Varus is going to go in and engage, and here comes an Ash arrow from Pocket Beetle, and then Cole's going to use his ultimate, and he's going to take that kill, and I would have liked to have done something, but there's nothing I could do to save him at that point. At that point, if I went in, I was just going to die needlessly, so I'm going to just try to save this tower here, and that's probably the best thing I can do. Anyway, developed Leon coming in here. I was a little slow in reacting. I should have been paying more attention, should have been realizing that they were coming up here. So anyway, I'm going to go in, and I'm going to get all in my taunt on Cole to interrupt his life drain, so we are going to take him down, but Cynical Brit getting off a nice jump right into the middle of the team, so he's going to kill me, but I feel like I kind of did my job there, got in there, was able to tank, and you can see how much damage Bristol's is doing. Bristol's almost able to get the kill on Speaker, not quite. So we're going to go 2 for 2 there, where we had Leon die and myself die, and then we were able to take down Cole's Fiddlesticks and Cynical Brit's Pantheon. So that actually comes out ahead in favor of the other team, just because we are higher levels than they are. Here, Bristol's and Developed are still pushing on this tower, and right there, Bristol's is going to get off the Condemned knockback on Varus, and Bristol's is going to score that kill and just barely make it out before getting shot down by the tower. So nicely done, getting that stun into the wall on Varus's Annie allows him to score that kill. So we're going to clean up at the end of that fight. Overall, pretty inconclusive fight there. If you notice, the one thing that the enemy team has going for them that's really strong is they have a lot of globals. If you noticed, Speaker ulted into that fight. I'm not exactly sure where he was, but he ulted into that fight with Shen ult, and so then he was able to get in there. And then Cynical Brit's Pantheon also jumped into that fight and landed right in the middle of us. So nicely done by nice use of their global ultimates there to turn what was numbers in our favor into an even fight and allow them to go even with us in that particular engage. Anyway, Cynical Brit did disconnect, but he'll be back very shortly. He'll be back in like 1 to 2 minutes if I remember from when we played this game. Anyway, I'm just back to doing my jungle route. I'm going to go through and do a clear of the jungle again, starting with wolves. I'm going to take wolves, take blue, or no, actually, I thought I went to blue here. I guess I'm going to head down here and do red instead. You can see we do have Dragon warded. We have good map site over here. Neither team has tried to go for Dragon yet. The fact that we have this tower down is helping us out a lot. It means that our champs that were in bottom, that means that Developed and Leon can sort of range around the map because they don't have to stay there and defend that. Don't have to stay there, try to defend and push that tower. Anyway, here in mid, Leon getting caught a little bit. Looks like he was able to flash out of that Tibber stun from Varus, so nicely done. I was down here helping Bristol's get red. We want to put red on Vayne because you can see Bristol's is really strong already as Vayne. He's got his zeal. Looks like he's now he's picked up his Phantom Dancer, so finishing Phantom Dancer. Phantom Dancer at 17 minutes, pretty good stuff. And along with the red buff, that's going to allow him to slow. And of course Vayne is already really good at chasing. So over here, Leon and Developed have headed over to mid. Right now, Carter is in top lane, laning against Pocket Beetle right now. So the two of them are fighting back and forth. Don't expect a kill up here, I don't think. Looks like it's just going to chase back Pocket. Yeah, you can see Leon telling Carter to be careful. He is a bit exposed up here. We don't have any wards, don't have any map site. There we go. Bristol's going to throw down a ward. And over here, Cole getting caught a little bit out of position. Bristol's going to come in here, and Bristol's just has a ton of damage already, so gonna take him down pretty fast. All right, now because we scored that kill on Cole, we're going to go in here on Pocket Beetle. We can dive him at this tower if he sticks around. I was circling around to try to dive, but he's just going to back off, and so he's going to concede the tower, which was the right decision, by the way. So that was correctly done on the part of Pocket Beetle. He couldn't have defended that tower. It was right just to give it up. All right, so Cynical Brit back already, as I said. He was gone for, I don't know, maybe about a little over a minute, and now he's back again. Here, though, if it were just Pocket Beetle, we could probably dive him at this tower, but the thing is, I don't think it is going to be just Pocket Beetle. His teammates are going to come here, so instead of trying to dive this tower, I thought that we should try to steal their red while we were here instead. You can see I pulled it into the bushes here, and right there's another member of their team, so this is not all that safe. We are going to have to get out of here. Yep, here comes Cole. He's revived. He's back again. Here comes Cynical Brit over from the fountain. So, again, still trying to take to take this red buff, and right there we're going to get it for Bristol's. And then we really need to get out, because you can see Varus has come over from mid. However, one thing we did was, by pulling a bunch of their team members up here into the jungle, we've cleared them out of the middle lane. So right here, Developed is going to attack, and I'm going to turn on my Tremors, one of the few skills that deals damage to towers. And so there we go, we're going to take down that tower. And that was a result of us successfully pulling a bunch of them up into the jungle. Now over here, Carter is going to go in on Pocket Beetle here. I'm not exactly sure why he decided to go in and start fighting here. Yeah, you can see he's going to Valkyrie in, he's going to start fighting. He's taking a ton of damage from that tower. And here comes the Shen ult and the Pantheon ult right on top of the tower, and he's going to get taken down very needlessly. So I don't think that was the right place to pick a one-on-one fight. Not just, like, I think Carter might have been able to beat Pocket Beetle one-on-one, but one-on-one at the tower and this deep in enemy territory, probably not the best. Anyway, Bristol's was in the enemy jungle, and he was in a lot of trouble, but he popped his ultimate, and that allowed him to stealth as soon as he used his tumble, and then he was able to sort of juke out the enemy team and dodge. So nice escape there. We wouldn't have wanted him to die, that needlessly. Anyway, I am going to come over here and do our blue. I would be happy to give our blue to someone else on the team, but it doesn't look like anyone else is near, so I'm just going to take it for now, and we can concentrate on giving it to someone else the next time that it's up. Anyway, again, no one has taken dragon yet, but we're anticipating that there'll probably be a dragon fight sometime soon, just because nobody's done it. I don't know what Leon is doing here, just hiding in the bushes. Not exactly sure what he's thinking, but maybe he is thinking of going for dragon or something. I don't know. Anyway, over here, I am continuing to go against the golem here, and there we go. Going to get that smite, and that'll take me to 11, so I can get my second point in ultimate. Anyway, right now, not a whole lot going on. The game is still very even overall, 9-8 in kill score. We're a little bit ahead because we have the 2 towers down, while they don't have any towers down on their side. But overall, still very close. You can see in terms of farming, it's pretty close. I'd say we have a slight edge in farming. I guess we have a slight edge in farming, mostly just because Cynical Brit only has 22 minion kills for some reason. I'm not sure why. And right now, here we are. We're going in for this dragon. My smite is not up, so because my smite is not up, I'm going to go in on Cole. I want to taunt him so that he can't use his smite. So there we go. Going to take the dragon. Right now, unfortunately, this is turning into a bad fight. You can see Varus is coming in. He's going to get the kill. I'm going in on Cole, trying to see if I can kill him. Cole's going to pop his ultimate, and so they're going to clean up 3 kills on us, and that was a fight that did not go well. A big reason why that was such a bad fight was, notice this, Carter was not with us, Leon was not with us. For whatever reason, they weren't with us in that fight. So the other 3 of us, we were fighting essentially 3 on 5 there, and obviously we weren't going to win. Now we did take dragon, so 3 deaths for dragon is not worth it, but it wasn't a total disaster. However, notice what's going to happen next. They're going to take mid, and then they're going to take bottom, so that really was bad. That failed dragon fight gave them 2 towers as well. So a dragon is not worth 3 deaths and 2 tower kills. That's obviously in the other team's favor. So we ended up coming off very much on the losing side of that, and now the other team is right back in the game again. You can see now they're ahead of us in kills. They also have the 2 towers, and we have the dragon, so it's back to being a very even game again. If anything, I would say that they have a slight advantage right now because they were able to score those, because they're ahead in kills at this point in time. Okay, anyway, in terms of looking at some items, let's see what people are building. You can see Develops Karma has built Philosopher's Stone, Evil Tome, and he built Sorcerer's Shoes. So this isn't really a support Karma build so much as an offensive-oriented one. Karma does have a lot of burst, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Leon has picked up a Mejai's Soul Stealer. He started 2-0, so I guess that's what he was thinking, go for Mejai's. We'll see how that works out. I'm not a huge fan of Mejai's in this game, just because if you die a lot, then it's not really going to help you. And so you can see only the 2 stacks right now. Maybe he'll be able to build that into more later on. In terms of what I'm building, after getting my Merc Treads and my Heart of Gold, I'm going for a Sunfire Cape next. You can see the Giant Spelt and the Chain Vest. Here, going in after Cole, but the minions got in the way. If the minions weren't there, I think I could have chased him down, but they were. Anyway, right there, we're all going to go after that ward, and I don't know if we killed it or not. We may have actually killed that ward before it went invisible. Not 100% sure, but oh well. So yeah, I picked up the Giant Spelt, the Chain Vest, going to build that to Sunfire Cape. Sunfire Cape, good item for Rammus, gives him health, gives him armor. Health and armor, the 2 most important stats for Rammus. And the Sunfire Cape allows him to draw aggression at towers, which is what you want. You want the tower shooting at Rammus, not at, say, Karma or at Corki or something like that. As far as the rest of our team, let's see. I think we have a second here. I can look at their builds. Bristol's has the Phantom Dancer, and he looks like he's building Madrid's Blood Razor as his next item. So building a ton of attack speed and getting more true damage, more percentage-based true damage. Carter has his Mad Immune, has Berserker's Greaves, but he is 0-4. His farming has been great. He has the most farm and the most minion kills in the game, so no complaints there. But not so great in terms of his actual KDA. Anyway, Bristol's Speaker engaging down there. Now we're going to come in here and get in a fight. And so right here we have an engagement. You can see Varus got off the anti-Tibber stun right now, taking a lot of damage. There goes Carter. Varus going to take him down. Leon running around here. I'm going to pop my defensive ball crow. I want to get on Varus. I want to get off the taunt, and that taunt's going to allow Bristol's to score a kill. Here comes Cole, and Bristol's going to score another kill, going in on Speaker, and there's a condemn. Bristol's going to score a triple kill. Bristol's coming in at the tail end of that fight and just cleaning everybody up. Oh, and then watch this. In comes Cynical Brit, and he's going to just kill the two of us. That was really surprising to me. So they are actually going to come out ahead. They're going to score an ace, and they're going to go 5-4. We came out ahead initially, and then Cynical Brit just comes in and cleans us up. The thing is, we were just... I was talking with Bristol's on TeamSpeak. We were just shocked that there was a full health Pantheon that hadn't been in the team fight. I kind of lost sight of him. I think we all lost sight of him. We just assumed that he had been in the team fight because, you know, we couldn't believe that there would be a full health Pantheon who hadn't jumped into the fight or engaged or something. So a little bit of a mistake at the end there. We should have been able to escape or get out of there. I, especially with my power ball, but just sort of had a brain fart there for a minute and was thinking like, wait, Pantheon? Didn't we kill Pantheon? He's still alive? And yeah, so apparently he was. So Cynical Brit going to come in right at the end and clean up those kills. So overall, pretty inconclusive engagement, aside from the fact that Bristol's got the triple kill and is now 8-2-2, so getting pretty farmed up. Cynical Brit 6-1-1. You can see he's got a great score in terms of KDA, but the 33 minion kills really holding him back. He hasn't itemized hardly at all. It looks like he's going for Brutalizer Ghostblade. Oh, right there, Bristol's getting picked. Should have saw that. Sorry guys, I missed that one, and that would be key because with that pick on Bristol's, our strongest champion, that means that they are going to go and do Baron, and we really can't challenge this. What we need to do is, you can see what I'm typing, wait for them to get low. We can wait for them to get low and then engage, but they're not, our teammates not doing that. Leon just running in, and this has just gone terribly, terribly wrong. At this point, we can't fight. We just need to get out of here. You can see Develop trying to heal Carter, but they're going to take him down, and that was how not to do that fight. I mean, if anything, we probably should have just given them the Baron, just straight up given them Baron, but certainly once that was the wrong time to go in. You can't just immediately go in. We needed to wait for them to take a lot of damage against Baron, and the person who needs to go in first is me as Rammus. You can see I'm saying don't do that. The person who needed to initiate was me. I have Smite. I can go for a Smite steal. I need to go in first. I can pull Aggression. I can get off my ultimate. I can taunt people. You can see with my taunt skill to rank 5, now it taunts people for up to 3 seconds. But that was not the right thing to do. Go charging in with Kennen, and so we actually end up having 3 deaths there, and they take Baron. So now their team is very, very far ahead. And how's that Magi's working out? 1 stack. So not working out all that great right now. Anyway, the only thing that's good to say about that is we were able to prevent at least getting aced off of that. Developed and myself were just we're able to back out and not get killed. So at least 2 of us were able to stay up. And they took enough damage in doing Baron that they're going to have to back off. So we took advantage of this time to first of all do our blue. Better that we take our blue and so that they can't steal it. Now we're going to go for Dragon. Obviously Dragon is nowhere near as good as Baron, but it's better than nothing. So if they're all going to be healing and back at base buying, we might as well take advantage of the opportunity to go and do Dragon. Get the bonus gold and experience that we can, even if it's not as good as taking Baron. So right now, Speaker over in bottom lane, going to split push with Shen. Now notice where Leon is. This is such a non-safe place to be on the map. I don't know what he's doing over here by himself. I mean, going for farming Wraiths is fine, but being over here is very much not safe, especially when we can see enemy champs right there. All it would really take would be an Ash Arrow from Pocket Beetles, and he's in a lot of trouble. And like, once again, look, notice how we're not really with him. It's just a really unsafe place to be. And there it is. There's the Ash Arrow. Going to initiate into Varus Tibber stun, and boom, there goes another kill. So again, that's a direct consequence of Leon just running around up here, not being with the rest of the team, and now he's handed another big advantage to the enemy team. Now they're going to be able to play 5v4 for the next 30 seconds, and they have Baron, and they're already ahead. So not such a good thing. Unfortunately, my smite is down. I wish I could smite Tibbers. That would be nice, but can't do it since, as I said, smite's down. Fortunately, we can try to defend this tower. The towers are relatively strong right now. Another thing that we did that would be really key here is we were able to get blue buff on Developed. So that means that Developed's Karma can keep shielding and then healing us. I don't know the names of those skills because I never play Karma, but if you watch, like, see right there, look how much health we got back from that heal. And that's due to the fact that Developed has blue buff, so he can just heal us endlessly. So that would be really key in allowing us to defend this. Also, with my defensive ball curl, if Developed's Karma sticks a shield on me, and then he's giving me, like, extra health when I already have 300 armor and 262 magic resist, that allows me to tank pretty effectively. And so you can see they're not really doing anything to this tower. What is happening is down here, they're pushing in bottom lane. You can see Leon has come out to challenge Speaker, and this is again one of those things that happens with Shen. You can just split push, one of the things you can do to use your globals. So we're just again continuing to defend here. We're just hoping for their Baron, and there goes an arrow, and boom, it's going to land right on Leon. So I don't know how much damage that does. You can see I was trying to type arrow bottom, couldn't get it off in time. Again, the difference between using text chat as opposed to using voice chat. So anyway, we're still defending here. They haven't been able to do anything to the tower, and we've been able to stay relatively healthy thanks to Develop's heals. But now, notice what's happening. Because Leon had to go back to base because he took damage on the arrow, now Bristol's is going to have to go down into bottom lane. We have to rotate somebody down here to deal with this. And as soon as their team sees that Bristol's is down there and that we only have 3 here, remember Bristol's is the strongest part of our team, they're going to pick this moment to engage. Exactly the right moment to engage. Varus going to get off the Tibber stun, going to instantly kill Carter, and Cole's going to use his ultimate. Here comes Speaker ulting it. I'm trying to do my best to get on the team and tank, but just too much damage, can't do anything. Too many members of the team, they're going to be able to burst me down, even with defensive ball curl. Not a whole lot I could do there. And then Varus is going to score another kill on Developed right there. So they're going to score 3 kills against no deaths. And that's going to put them even further ahead. So very nicely done. They picked the exact right moment to engage and go in. As soon as Bristol's, our strongest player, went down there, they picked that as the right moment to engage. So kudos to the other team. Perfect call. That was exactly the right moment to go in and engage. And with us having taken so much damage, so many champions killed, they're going to go for this tower in bottom. They could have tried to push this tower mid and go for Iron Hit. They could have done that, but it would have been a more dangerous call. Taking that tower in bottom is the safer call, and it's really the play they should be making. They're already ahead by a lot, 13 to 23. They're far ahead at this point, ahead by 10 kills. They have the leveling advantage. They have more experience because they were able to score that Baron. They have an edge in global gold, so that's really what you want to do. You want to make the safe play when you're that far ahead, and they made the safe play, going to put them further ahead, not going to risk pushing this tower, getting aced, and then letting us back into the game. So again, kudos, well done. Exactly the play they should be making. Anyway, I'm going to push back top lane here. You can see Varus is a little bit by himself in mid, and we were going to try to go for Varus here. So I'm going to get ready to Powerball. You can see we have champ sort of around Varus here. So let's see if I can get this off. I'm going to initiate my Powerball, and I'm going to go around to the back to give him less warning that I'm coming. So let's see, here we go. I'm going to try to cut him off, and you can see Varus is even recalling, but unfortunately I hit the minion right there. I'm going to flash in and get off my taunt, and right there Pocket's going to initiate with Dash Arrow, and Varus is going to burn his flash. So we almost caught Varus. I thought we did a good job there going in after him. He was able to get out of that. I think without the Ash Arrow, we probably would have been able to catch him. Not 100% sure. So we go flash for a flash. I use up my flash. Varus uses up his flash. That's probably in our favor because flash is more useful on Annie than it is on Rammus, I would have to say. And now here we go. We're going to try to give this buff. We want to give it to Developed or Bristol's, one of the two of them, because Developed has been healing us so well. Carter. We were really wondering about this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, blue can be good on Corky for missile spam, but when you're 0-7 in the game, should you really be like jumping in there and stealing buffs away from people on your team? I don't think that was the best decision. So really a little bit curious there. We were not too happy at the time when we saw this in game. So anyway, Carter, granted, like I said, blue not bad on Corky, but when you're not having a good game, you probably shouldn't be sweeping in and stealing buffs away from your teammates. Okay, anyway, on that trip back to base, I picked up a Catalyst. I'm building Banshee's Veil as my next item. You can see I already have the Negatron Cloak. I needed that magic resist. I already had a ton of armor, but I didn't have that much magic resist. So gonna build the Banshee's Veil as my next item. Notice that I haven't built a single item that deals any extra damage. I'm just building straight tank. And the reason for that was due to the composition of our team. You can see, okay, Karma, Kennen, Vayne, Corki, none of these are champs you can tank at all. So I'm just going to build straight tank on Rammus so that we have some beefy survivability, because nobody else on our team can really tank. Also right here, Carter took the red buff. We wanted to give it to Bristol's, and again, not that red is bad on Corki, but compare. You can get, if you can give red buff to an 8-3 Vayne or an 0-7 Corki, which one would you normally give it to in game? I would probably give it to the 8-3 Vayne. That's all I'm saying. But in any case, Carter went and took red again. Alright, right here, we are pushing back the top lane. You can see Leon is cleaning up these minion kills, doing a nice job of that, so going to get a little extra farm. This tower is the most vulnerable part of our map. That's where the enemy team should presumably be going for. You'd expect them to go for that tower next because it's so exposed. You can see they've already taken down the outer towers in mid and bottom lane, so that top lane is a bit exposed. Right here, though, we are going to catch Cole in a bad position right there. I'm going to get off my taunt. We're going to go in and engage. Here's Pocket Beetle engaging. I'm going to try to go in on Cole because he's so close to dead. Going to get off the kill there. Next, I'm going to go on Ashe. I'm going to go in on Pocket Beetle. But right there, a perfect ult from Speaker. Going to save Pocket Beetle. Otherwise, he would have been killed. So really nicely done by Speaker getting off the Shen ult in order to save Pocket Beetle. And then Cynical Brit had a nice jump right into the middle of our team, so you can see they come out way ahead. They go 4 for 2, well ahead of our team, and that ended up being another bad engagement. Looked like we had caught their team, but they were able to use their globals to their advantage, able to use Pantheon ult to jump in. And as I said, the Shen ult did a nice job of protecting Ashe. Now Ashe did still die in the fight, but if we could have killed Ashe earlier in the fight, then it would have been useful. And you can say I'm even typing to Speaker about that. So their team going to come out ahead, and Speaker going to start split pushing. And if you notice, they've already taken Baron, so that's a second Baron for them. So they're well ahead in kills, and they also have 2 Barons as well. So our team is in a lot of trouble right now. Really, we can't win the game right now if their team just does what they're supposed to do. We need them to make mistakes. The only way they can really lose is if they start to make errors. And Speaker's saying, what about the taunt and exhaust on Vayne? So taunt on Vayne to start the fight, pretty pro. I didn't see that because there's a lot of action going on. Vayne saying you missed the taunt. Okay, maybe that didn't happen, I don't know. But in any case, their team in a nice position here, pretty far ahead. We do think there's only 3 members of their team here though, Cynical Brit, Varus, and Speaker. They also have the 2 globals. Yeah, see right now we see Cull and Pocket in top, and I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking here, why they have 3 champs over by themselves in an unsafe part of the map. I'm not quite sure why they did that. Also, 2 of those 3 champs were the ones with the globals, Shen and Pantheon, so it's not like, it's not like if Pantheon's here and he can just ult into it. So a little curious play by their team right there, having 3 members of the team so exposed. Anyway, right there, they're going to engage on Carter, but we have 4 members of our team here. I'm going to taunt Cynical Brit, and we're going to burst them down very quickly. Now we're going in on Speaker, and with us having all 5 members of our team here and them only having 3, we're actually going to be able to score 2 kills on them, and we're actually going to ice 2 different killing streaks. We're going to ice Cynical Brits and Speaker's killing streaks, so that's going to help us a lot. We're actually going to clean up 2 kills there, and that's going to clear Baron off of 2 of them. And Speaker saying that was not so pro, which it's just pretty funny. Yeah, that was just a curious place to be on the map. I mean, if they had all 5 champs there, they would have wrecked us, but because they only had 3 champs there, they came out on the losing end of that fight. And they kind of handed the initiative to us because we're going to be able to play a 5-on-3. Well, we would be playing a 5-on-3. Carter's not with us, and he really needs to be. I mean, there's no reason for him not to be here with us pushing on this. So anyway, right here we see Cole about to use his Crowstorm ultimate, so we're just going to back until it's over. Cole, I know that Cole doesn't play fiddles, but one thing for you, Cole, you can't set up your ultimate in a place where we can see you ulting. If we can see you ulting, we're just going to back off. Playing his fiddles, if you charge up your ult like right here and then use it to flash over the wall, then it would be really effective, but just standing next to the tower in full visibility, it's not going to work because we're just going to walk backwards as soon as we see you channeling it. So that was an example of just misusing that Crowstorm ultimate a little bit. Anyway, so we took advantage of this extra time we had here. We didn't want to dive that tower. We really couldn't once Cole used his ultimate. We weren't going to dive a tower while he was ulting, so we took that time to go do dragon. I think we've gotten every dragon, but they've gotten every baron, so not the best. And here, trying to set a trap, but there's a nice hawk shot from Pocket Beetle's Ashe, going to give them visibility on us, so we're just going to back off. Carter has not been with us at any point in time on this push, so don't think that was really probably should have been with us. We're trying to go for Varus again here, you can see I'm trying to powerball in and cut him off. we're not going to be able to catch Varus right there, but we did separate him from the team, so that's a little bit of a good play. And Speaker, you can see, is split pushing this lane here. So right now we're going to invade their jungle. We're checking to see if their red was up. Doesn't look like it is. So we're not going to be able to catch Varus, but we have a decent chance here to catch Speaker. You can see I actually take a bad angle here. Should have just gone straight up. So right there, Speaker going back, and there's the stun there's the Vayne stun. I'm going to get off my taunt, and here we go. We're just doing so much crowd control. Got off the taunt, and we actually have enough damage to burst down Speaker even at the tower, so that's going to clear Baron buff off of another player. So the only one that seems to have it right now is Varus, I think, and right there going to hit on an Ashe arrow, and that's going to allow them to clean up develop. So those Ashe arrows, just such a great initiating tool at this point in time in the game. But we have managed to clear Baron buff off of most of their team, so that's helpful. There's a flash coming in from somebody on their team. I don't think they're going to be able to catch any of us, though. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch us, so we're just going to I'm going to Powerball out of here, and the rest of the team's going to escape. So we go 1 for 1 there, but that was to our advantage. When you're behind, going 1 for 1 is what you want to be, well, it's not what you want to be doing, but it does help you more if you're already behind. Carter is, again, not really with us. A little exposed there, but fortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to turn into anything all that bad. Now that I finished Sunfire Cape Banshee's Veil, next I am going to try to finish that Randuin, so you can see I'm picking up the Warden's Mail. Carter is going to take our blue buff again. Would have maybe been nice to have it on Karma, but he's going to take blue again. And we're going to just look to try to engage, try to push from here, try to get some more good engagements. Hopefully we can try to catch the enemy team out of position. In terms of the scores, you can see Bristol's Vayne is still really carrying us in this game. A lot of lopsided scores. We do have a 1-7 and 0-8 right now, but the 10-4 Vayne is definitely carrying us. On the other team, you can see Varus is really carrying them, the 10-3, 13. Cynical Brit has 10 kills, but it doesn't really feel like he has 10 kills because he's so underfarmed in terms of minions. I mean, he's ended up getting a ton of kills, but it doesn't feel like he's doing as much damage as he actually is. But anyway, in the team fights, we're trying to focus Varus first, and then Pocket Beetle, and then Cynical Brit's Pantheon, just because he is a little bit tankier. Anyway, up here, Speaker was split pushing, and so I am going to Powerball in and just try to engage a little bit with him. You can see there's the taunt. I was thinking that maybe I could win in a one-on-one, but then I checked Speaker's items, and right around now is when I realized that he had the Thorn Mail, which meant that I can't really do anything to him because as Rammus, almost all my damage is physical, so not really a whole lot I can do. So not a good decision to go in here and keep fighting. You can see when we keep engaging, he's taking less damage than I am, just because I keep taking damage from that Thorn Mail. But anyway, I was able to pull Cole up here. I wasn't really trying to pull Cole up here in the top lane. And then watch right here, Varus is going to appear up here as well. Yep, there he is. So we drew 3 members of their team into top lane. Again, wasn't really trying to do that, but at least I was able to pull a lot of their team up there into top lane and pull them away from the rest of the map. One thing it does let us do is it gives us a little reprieve, so Bristol's can farm down here in safety. You're going to be able to push back that lane, so that'll be helpful. Once we can clear bottom, we won't have to worry about bottom, and we can focus on the top part of the map. Top part of the map's a little bit more important right now. I guess Baron won't be up for a couple more minutes, but it's what we have to be thinking about. I'm even saying too much Thorn Mail on Shen in game here. So anyway, finish that Randuin. You can see Randuin gives me the health, the armor, health regen, and the cooldown reduction. It's all the way down to 5% cooldown reduction now. It used to be 10%. It's just amazing how Randuin's was nerfed so many times. But anyway, one thing I said to myself when I bought the item was just make sure that you use your Randuins in each fight. You want to use that active to slow everybody on the enemy team. And as it turns out, even though I tried to remind myself to use it, I would actually forget, and I would never end up using Randuins in this game at all. So that was pretty stupid. Anyway, here though, look, notice we've managed to catch Cole out of position. He's going to have to burn his flash, so that'll be helpful. That means he can't flash into the next team fight. So gonna back him off. He was just out of position there, as you can see. So Baron's back up again. If we can take a Baron, we can get back into this game. We really can't afford to let them have a third Baron. It's just going to let them get even further ahead. You can see how they've out-leveled us. Well, I guess almost everybody's 18, but they do have a slight leveling advantage. Anyway, Cole does have that Oracle. You can see Cole is going to get caught out of position here. Right there, I'm going to get the taunt on him, and we're going to blow him up before the fight starts. Right now, engaging on Varus, so we need to get Varus next. There we go. Next, I'm going to go in on Pocket Beetle. I want to be chasing Pocket Beetle. Down there, they're engaging. You can see, gonna get that kill on Speaker right there. And now I want to see if we can chase down Pocket. Can we chase him down here? Wish I still had my flash up. So I'm not gonna be able to chase him down, but Carter is gonna Valkyrie after him, and Carter is gonna get the kill. So very well done there, Carter. Carter made some mistakes in this game, but that was really well done. So we're gonna score 4 kills. And for some reason, Cynical Brit never ulting into that fight. I know after the game people said his ult was up, but for whatever reason he just didn't ult into that fight, and that was really the difference in that fight. It was just a straight 4-on-5. So anyway, right here we're going to go in, we're going to engage. There's the Powerball, and he's going to flash, but it's not going to be enough. Bristol's is going to score the kill. It's going to score an ace, and with all my armor and Karma shields, it's going to be very easy for me to tank these towers. So we're going to tank both of those towers. We're going to take second level tower and base tower in top lane, and then we're going to get the inhibitor, and that's really put us back into the game. I mean, we scored an ace, we got an inhibitor, and from here now we're going to make a play for this Baron. If we can get Baron, then we won't just be back in the game. You could say that we're actually ahead after that. So really that fight, the fact that Cynical Brit wasn't in that fight for whatever reason, maybe he was just not paying attention or something, for whatever reason, that's really turned this game around and helped put us back into this match. So here we go. We have a lot of damage. The enemy team really can't get here in time. We're going to be able to burst down this Baron, and Baron was actually sitting on 4 HP for a second, which is kind of funny. I used my smite, but I guess that the timing was off, so not the best there. Okay, now that we've taken out Baron, we're going to go back and push this minion wave, and things are looking much, much better than they were for us just, you know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago. It really has helped put us back into this match, and we got a lot of global gold there off of killing those towers. 2 towers plus Baron is... I'm not exactly sure how much it is, because I think the towers have different amounts depending on what rank they are, but I mean, I think that handed us a good 500 or 600 global gold, so total gold across the whole team probably 2,000, 2,500, something like 2,500 gold roughly, maybe across the whole team. I mean, that's a big deal. Alright, so for my next item, I was looking at what I had, and I didn't have that much magic resist, so I figured, okay, we'll just go for Force of Nature next. So get the Negatron Cloak and the Regrowth Pendant, start building towards Force of Nature. After that, I don't even know, but like I said, just trying to build straight tank. I think I wanted the Force of Nature over a Guardian Angel. Maybe Guardian Angel would have been more useful. Once again here, was trying to remind people to stay together. We had this bad habit of people in our team sort of going off on their own to farm. Really right now, if we just stick together, we should be able to continue pushing. But if we split up, then we allow them to pick us off and start making mistakes. And that's really not what we want to do when we have this kind of advantage with the Baron. Anyway, so we still have Baron for maybe about 2 minutes, 2 to 2.5 minutes. So we're going to try to take advantage of that to push. There we go. We wanted to get that blue buff on Developed. We just want Developed to be able to spam his heals. His heals really help us out a lot. You can see their team doesn't really have a healer. Fiddlesticks can self-heal with this drain, but they don't really have a healer, and that does allow us to sustain pushes with Developed going and using his blue buff. One thing I do wish that Developed had taken Clairvoyance instead of Clarity. He said that he really likes that for use in the early game, but hopefully Developed, I know that Developed doesn't play many supports. Hopefully, as he has more experience, more practice playing supports, he can get in the hang of taking Clairvoyance. Just because CV is so helpful in terms of spotting where the enemy team is and avoiding ganks and things like that. So anyway, and you can see like right now Clarity is completely useless. I mean, Clarity is not doing anything at this stage of the game. So anyway, okay, we took another dragon. Now we're going to push here. We're going to try to see if we can catch somebody here in mid. Again, I can just straight tank towers pretty easily. You can see their team really isn't here. Varus and Pocket in top. Speaker and bottom. Speaker can ult in. So we were feeling pretty safe to try to push this tower here. Even if we don't have minions, I can just tank this tower for us before the rest of the team can get back. But I think we waited a little too long. Oh, we were waiting for minions. We might have done better just to tank that tower and take it down before they could get here. Not 100% sure. But in any case, right here you can see Cole's channeling his ult. So we're going to back off again. And Cole just really needs to conceal that ultimate, really needs to hide that Crowstorm a little bit better. Again, if we can see him ulting, then it's not going to be that effective because we're just going to back off and not engage until the ult wears off. So with Crowstorm not being up, this is a good time to go in on this tower. You can see they had to send Speaker and Varus back there to defend the base. So here we go, going to go in there. Those Karma Shield doing a ton of damage. So there we're chasing, going to be able to score another kill. We're trying to go in. I get off my taunt on Varus, but notice the Speaker ult coming in. The Speaker ult's going to allow Varus to survive, and then he's going to drop Tibbers right on top of us. And Varus' Tibber is just doing so much damage right now. So even though we're going to score some kills, they're going to clean us up, and the enemy team actually is going to win that fight. So it turned out to go really badly. The key play there was we engaged on Varus. We went for him, and I actually got my taunt off on Varus, but with Speaker using that ult, that Shen ult came in at just the right time, allowing him to stay up and protected him. So that fight definitely didn't go that well. We gave up our Baron buff on 4 of us. Leon does still have it, but the rest of us lost it. So not a total disaster. We scored 3 kills on them, so 4 for 3. We trade, as I said, we trade 4 deaths for 3 kills, and we did get 1 tower, so not terrible, but we certainly did lose a little bit of the initiative. We did get a little damage on this tower, but feels like we definitely could have done better. So that obviously wasn't what we wanted. Like I said, not a total disaster, but it could have been a lot better. Anyway, their inhibitor is going to respawn soon, so that's going to be our next target, I believe. We're going to try to go for that inhibitor turret just because it's not defended. That's what we should try to do next, because we want to fight at the tower. And as long as we can keep, if we can keep this inhibitor down, we'll keep the minions pushing on their side of the map constantly. Whenever the inhib's down, of course, all the lanes are going to push. The lane where the inhibitor's down will have the super minions, and the other lanes will just push because the minions get a little bit stronger when there's an inhibitor down. They get a little extra health. So if we can keep that inhib down, we can keep them back in their base. We can make it more likely that we'll be able to take future barons because they'll have to keep defending their base. If you noticed, one of the reason why we're able to get this tower is because they had to defend their nexus turret here, which was being pushed. Anyway, here we are going in and engaging, and I am powerballing in here. I'm going to hit the knockup on Cole, but Cole is actually going to fear me right before I can get off my taunt. If I'd been able to get off my taunt, we could have killed him. But we were able to get a bunch of flashes down, and look right there, Speaker actually used his ult because it looked like Cole was going to die there. So that was a good engage for us. We got flashes down. We were able to force the Shen ult, so that helps us. I mean, that was really good. It helped us out quite a bit there. And now with this minion wave pushing there, we are going to rotate top. You can see we're going to say stay together, let's try to get this top, and then we want to force the fight here because they have nothing defending this. We can just fight them straight up. I don't know if we can win straight up, but notice this, Cynical Brit is over here in bottom lane, not quite here. He's going to have to jump in, and that delay of 4 seconds is going to allow us to take this inhib. So right there, their team just can't get over fast enough. We're going to take that inhib, and that's going to give us a big advantage again for the next 5 minutes or so. Oh, notice where Carter is walking. This is such a non-safe place to walk. Everybody else went out of the base, and all I can say is thank God for Banshee's Veils right there. Otherwise, that would have been a kill for sure on them. So yeah, Carter, when we're backing out from the inhib, don't run this way. Don't run this way. It's incredibly not safe to do that, but it did work out. Thankfully, the Banshee's Veil was up. That's all I can say. Otherwise, that Ash Arrow would have done a ton of damage. Over here, the minions have almost got this tower on bottom. It has 20 HP, so it has 1% of its health left. So the minions should be able to get that pretty soon. With that inhib down, they will push in bottom lane if their team doesn't go to defend that. So yeah, we had to go to push back that top lane. Gonna push that back. The super minions will keep that lane pushed a little bit. And right now we're in pretty good shape right now. We've done a lot of damage to their base. Even though their team is probably a little stronger than us, just in a straight up 5v5, we've done so much damage to their base that their team has to keep sending people to deal with the minions. And their Carter's going to take red buff again. I mean, he is doing it. Don't get me wrong, he's doing a lot of damage. He has Manamune, Bloodthirster, and Black Cleaver, so he's doing a ton of damage. But at the same time, Bristol's is 14-5 in this game, and he's 2-9. So anyway. Okay, so right now, yeah, Baron is back up again. That's an item of concern for us. We're thinking about maybe going for Baron, looking to engage. We thought some of them might be mid, so I'm going to Powerball out here and try to catch someone, but as it turns out, there's actually nobody mid. But we're going to head over to Baron. I think we're going to force a Baron fight here. That would be to our advantage. Remember, the lanes are pushing in our favor slowly, so if we can force a fight over here at Baron. Right there, somebody flashing again. Not sure what that was. Here they are. Here they're going to come out to try to engage. There's Varus. I want to get on Varus. And right there, I'm going to get off the taunt and not allow him to get off his ult, at least initially. So we're going to continue focusing Varus. Focus Varus. There we go. Going to get off that hit kill. Now going for Pocket Beetle. We want to get Ashe. Want to kill her. So there we go. Going to take her down. And we've managed to split up the enemy team. Did a really nice job of it there. Now, next we're going to go in on Speaker and Cole. And right there, Bristol's going to get the kill on Cole. I'm going to taunt Cynical Brit. Meanwhile, up on top, they're chasing Speaker. Bristol's is going to score that kill. Meanwhile, still going after Cynical Brit. There's the Powerball knockup. Carter's going to Valkyrie in, and we're actually going to score an ace here. And because this is late in the game, 52 minutes, everyone 18, we've got 50 seconds to work with. So we're just going to straight win the game right here. There's no reason to go for this. We can just straight go for the Nexus turrets and win. Carter is going to attack this tower. I don't know what he's doing here. He's just going to die for no reason whatsoever. But Bristol's and I are going to make the play that's going to win the game. We have super minions to tank. We're going to take down the 2 Nexus turrets, and we have enough time to finish this off. So we're going to polish off the Nexus and win the game. And just a note for anyone watching: if you are in a situation like this, don't screw around with inhibitor turrets. Just go straight for the Nexus and win. You can see we still have another 20 seconds, so we've got plenty of time, and we're gonna finish this off here. So good game all around. Really close game, fun game. All right, so we'll wrap this up. We'll take a look at the stats, and we'll try to finish up some discussion of this game. Here are the numbers for the game. You can see how everybody finished up. I had built straight tank and finished 7-6-17. It feels like to me it was a pretty solid Rammus game. I'm sure it could have been much better. I did make a lot of mistakes. I didn't use the Randuin slow at any point in time. I got caught in a couple of fights and bursted down before I was able to do too much. But overall, I do think that this is more or less how you want to play Rammus. I felt like I did a pretty good job of getting off taunts on the right people. I mean, you didn't see me taunting, like, say, Speaker in any of those fights. I was able to do a pretty good job of going after their main damage dealers. Maybe I could have focused on Varus a little bit more because he was their key damage dealer. But overall, I think it went pretty well. Bristol's with Vayne, he was really the one who carried us this game, the 16-5. He had all the minion kills. You can see Madrid's Phantom Dancer, and I guess he only really had the 2 damage items, but he had built a lot of survivability there, and so was able to stay alive in those fights. So really just carried us the whole game using Vayne. Developed, even though his score was 1-9, I thought he played pretty well in this game. The one mistake would be getting caught a whole bunch of times. He did have the 18 assists, but his heals helped us out a lot in many of those situations, and he did have a lot of burst with Karma. So overall, I felt like he played pretty well. Apparently he just died in every single team fight, as it turned out. Leon and Carter made some mistakes, or out of position a lot. I mean, I think they did well in terms of itemizing. Their items don't look bad, and the farming stats are great, but we're just consistently out of position a lot of the time, getting picked off a lot, and just not staying with the team. But overall, still did make some good plays a lot of the time. So overall, thanks for helping. Thanks for playing with us. As far as the other team goes, Varus just really was carrying the game. He was really, really strong as Annie. He was doing so much damage in team fights with the Tibber stun, the area of effect damage. So really well done. The one thing Varus could have done, and this is the corollary to me not using Randuin's Omen, is he could have used his Zanya's Hourglass a couple times. In that last fight, if he had been able to Zanya's right in the middle of the fight, then he might have been able to survive and then get off more spells and kill us and maybe flip that around. So that's about the only thing I can say there. Really well played, and I thought Speaker did a good job of tanking for their team, just as I did. Our numbers, you can see, are almost identical. 7-6-17 and 6-7-19, so almost identical. Well played there. Speaker also farmed a lot better than me, but that's because he was split pushing. Cynical Brit, 11-5. I mean, the KDA looks great, but he made a couple key mistakes. The one fight that really swung the game was the fight just above Baron, where we aced the team and then went on to take 2 towers and an inhibitor, and for whatever reason, he just wasn't in that fight. So again, I don't know what happened there, don't know where he was on the map, but just again, try to give a little bit more attention to what the team is doing. If a Pantheon had ulted right in the middle of that fight, then I think that they would have won that fight, and then they probably would have won the game. And then Pocket and Cole, just not their greatest games, struggled a little bit. You can see Pocket built Ashe to do a lot of damage, but we were able to focus him and take him out of the fights. And then Cole, who just has not played Fiddles, not really sure how to use him. I think that's a case there. Fiddles is a tough champ to use. I think he's really a lousy champion right now, but in any case, it is still fun to play other champs. So, as everyone correctly predicted in the comments that this was going up on YouTube, I just thought it was a good enough game to put up on YouTube. I think I would have put it up on YouTube regardless of who won this game, just because it was really interesting and it went back and forth, and there was a lot of good stuff to talk about. So, hope you guys enjoyed this game. Hope it was fun to watch. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll have more stuff up soon. So, I'll see you later, guys.